Hi, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name's Su.Jarmulewski. I'm a team leader for the Live team in Ketchen and Corby, but Live is based across Northamptonshire. And as part of the supported internship, we're offering Inditrav to peoples and the changing room, which I'll explain later, and also the Cornerstone.
You might have to just ask Stacey.
Could you move it on, Stacey? Sorry, none of my buttons seem to be. Thank you. Inditrav, it's designed to help increase independence. So we have quite a structured training program, and we give people travel buddies, and we support people to find out the best walking route or cycling, train or taxis. And we use a piece of equipment called the One Touch system, which is like a tracking system, but also like instant communication. So it's like a telephone as well. So if people are worried and they've got lost, they can contact the person who's supporting them straight away. And again, please, thank you. Thank you. We support people to cope with major roads, to gain confidence on public transport. We've supported a customer to get to London because he had secured a job and needed to do his training in London. And he had a travel buddy with him and he passed his exams. He's a data analyst. Yeah. Next one, please. Thank you. The training can take up to 3 months, but we don't cut it off there. If people need longer, we're happy to do that. We provide the training packs, which are really interactive and good fun. And it doesn't actually matter how long it takes, as long as the person is confident. We meet with their circle of support to talk through what their goals are and what they want to do. And we work through all the worries that people have, because when we first started doing it, even the staff that were doing it had worries about learning different routes and going on public transport. So we're quite experienced in dealing with people's fears. Thank you, Stacey. These are just some of the things we do. So we do route planning, we work out first journeys, we talk it through, and we practice, and we're constantly reviewing and looking at how this will work for people. We did have a customer who was 2-to-1 support initially, who was on the autistic spectrum. He started to do Inditrav with us, and he now travels independently on his own with no support. So it can work for anybody. Thank you, Stacey. We're also offering, as part of the supported internship, the changing room, which is a bespoke service to people who are looking for interview clothes. We have the most amazing clothing that's been donated, and people can come, or, you know, in COVID situation, it's slightly different, but we can still do it. So people can get a specific outfit for their interview. We then grew it a bit more with Cornerstone, because we realized once people had their interview clothes, sometimes they didn't have clothes for their working week or their week. So we offer a thing called Cornerstone, which we give daily wear options. And currently we work with the Women's Refuge Centre and food banks, and we supply clothing for people that's seasonal. So at the minute we're starting to give people jumpers, so nobody has to worry that they can't get there or they haven't got anything to wear when they go there. I think that's, so thank you.
Okay, so my name is Alistair Campbell, and I'm from the Employment and Disability Service, and we are a supported employment provider. So supported employment is there for people with health issues and disabilities and barriers to employment, to help them find people find work, paid employment, really. So EDS is a supported employment provider for North Hants County Council, and we deliver programs for the Department of Work and Pensions. So the program at the minute that we're delivering across Northamptonshire is called the Work and Health Program, and that supports people with all types of barriers into employment. But one of the ways of supporting people into employment, and one of the things that we are going to be looking at over the next few months, is supported internships. So if you can just next slide, please, Stacey. Thank you. So a supported internship is a study program that's usually done in the final year of college, but also and sometimes they're done in schools, which I know Daventry Hill School do as well. And they're for people between the ages of 16 and 24 who have what we call an EHCP. So that's an education, health and care plan, which used to be called a statement of need. So some people might know it as that. So if you'll have one of these, if you've got sort of like a learning disability or a health issue, and if you're not sure if you've got one or not, it's probably best to talk to either your tutor or a social worker, and they can let you know. So supported internships are a really good way for young people to experience employment, and to get into employment and to find the right job for them. If you are the type of person who likes to learn things by being quite hands-on and having a go, then a supported internship is a fantastic way for you to do that. It's really important that you do some work experience before you think about a supported internship, to make sure that you understand what it is to work, but also to get a feel for it and to make sure that that is what you want to do in future. Next slide, please. So supported internships are all about finding paid employment. So it's important that you really want to work. So if you're going to commit to a supported internship, I think it's really important to have a good conversation with your family and to make sure that this is going to be the right thing for you, because there is a really good chance of you getting a job at the end of it, and that can have all sorts of effects on your life, mostly positive, but it's worth just having a chat with your family members just to make sure that everybody's on board with it. Next slide, please. On a supported internship, so as I say, it's usually done towards the end of your time at college, so usually in the last year. And it's designed to be spending more time in the employment side of things rather than in college. So normally we would say we would spend 3 days in the workplace and maybe 1 day at college. So most of your time is going to be in the workplace, learning the skills that you need to do the job and to learn the job that you're doing. And then you'll be spending 1 day, possibly a week, in college learning sort of skills that are going to help you with work as well. So maybe some training, but also doing sort of maths and English and stuff as well. Next slide, please. So yeah, the rest of your time will be in work, placement, learning new skills. So I kind of jumped ahead of myself a bit there. But I will say that when you're working, when you're doing your internship, we encourage you to do the same sort of things as what other people in that job do. So if you want a day off, then you would have to apply for it using annual leave. So talking to your supervisor, but also if you're going to be off sick 1 day, then you would have to phone in just like any other worker would. So you really get integrated into the team, so you become part of that team and get into those sort of habits. Next screen, please. So when, as part of being a supported intern or to being on a supported internship, when you're at work, you'll have a job coach. So a job coach is somebody that's with you for a lot of the time while you're at work in the workplace, but they also help you sort of just before. So that's part of the supported employment provider's job, is to find the right job for you. So it's to work with you, not to just put you into any job. It's to find the right one that that you want to do. So if you want to do cooking, for instance, or if you want to work in a factory or something like that, then we're going to try our best to try and find the right job for you. Sue, my colleague who spoke before me, she talked about Inditrav, which is helping you travel to work, and that's a really important part of being employed, is obviously is being able to get to work. And Sue and the team at Inditrav are going to work in partnership with us to help you build those skills as well. The job coach will help you learn your new job, and they'll help you be confident at work. So that's about getting to and from work, just like we talked about before, but also talking to your colleagues, getting to know your colleagues, get to know your job, learning the skills at the job, breaking down the new skills that you have to do and learning them bit by bit. Sometimes there's things called job carving, so it's looking at breaking the job down and doing different parts of the job and learning it at different times of your career, possibly, or getting somebody else to do part of that job while you learn a small part. A job coach will show you how to behave at work, so they'll talk to you about the rules at work, what sort of, I don't know how to explain that more. I think that's probably it, yeah. So there's different sort of rules at work that you have to follow, and the job coach will help you understand that. They'll be helping you tell your employer what you need help with. So some people with health issues or disabilities need what we call reasonable adjustments, so things that we need to change at work to make things easier for you, and we can talk to them about that. And we're going to introduce you to your work colleagues and help you sort of make friends and stuff at work as well. So that's some of the things that a job coach will do. So job coach will not always be there. So at the beginning, the job coach will be there for quite a lot, but then they'll sort of break off towards the end and eventually buddy you up with somebody at work who you can talk to and seek help from if you need that sort of help. But usually by the time the job coach is gone, you're pretty good at what you do, and you can sort of crack on with it. Yeah, next slide, please, Stacey. So if you are interested in supported internships, then I would say the first protocol is to talk to your tutor or your school or college. If you've got a social worker, you can ask them about it, and you can talk to someone at the job centre as well. So the Northamptonshire County Council Supported Internship Forum is chaired by myself. I can give you information on supported internships, and if I've just put the email address up below there, and you can contact Stacey if you need any more information on that as well. I think next slide, please, which I think is possibly the last one. So we are really keen to hear from you, so students and parents and carers, about what you think, just to have an input into how supported internships are done in Northamptonshire. So if you are interested in being part of the forum, it's going to be something that meets regularly every month or two. If you are interested in being part of the forum and having a say and having some input in that, then I would love to hear from you. And my contact details are on this slide, which again you can get from Stacey if you want to do that. So I'll be really keen to hear from anybody that wants to have input in that. And you can phone me on that number there as well. So thanks very much for your time. I think that's everything from us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Stacey.
Lovely, thank you. We've just got one question that's come in for you, Sue.
Lovely.
And that is, how do you donate clothes to Cornerstone?
Oh.
Awesome. You can either contact Ali, will be fine, as his contact details are there, and we can come and collect them, or we've got drop-off points throughout the county.
Lovely, that's great. Thank you for that.